Looks like Agri has a couple of Mustang packs, a Marksman pack, has one Crawler pack. Suspect that might be the one it goes for. What do you think?
Oh,
Goes the
we're
Marksman
gonna
pack.
get the Marksman pack. Interesting. It does come with a round one Sabertooth, which will be quite useful against the Tarantulas.
Yeah, indeed. Very recent change, I believe, like 2 days ago, I want to say. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think Sabertooth spec was definitely feeling a little lackluster.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people consider Sabertooth already to be a little bit of a mediocre unit in the current meta, and then getting it on turn two often um just doesn't provide a whole ton of tempo. Like it's a unit that does the most on turn one and then kind of less every turn after that, unless
Hmm,
you
for
decide
sure.
to invest more into it. Um, but a lot of people think Fire Badger spec, the other unit that received the round one change, might even be too strong now because Fire Badger is kind of an overstated unit, being a rare drop,
Hmm,
and
yeah.
um, can provide some incredible tempo on round one of the game.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great point that you make is that Fire Badger and Saber were originally both rare units, right? But Saber got moved to be a core unit, pull units, and as a consequence had its stats nerfed quite substantially. But Badger has not had that happen, and they're both, situated the same in terms of how the specialists are, right?
Yeah,
And Badger feels pretty good round one, I feel. Maybe even like build more than
yeah.
one Badger, who knows? Like, maybe that is sometimes a play.
And Agrypnocoma has some overwhelming damage on the board. No surprise to see that round one result.
Yeah, definitely not. Agrypnocoma's
And
board looking far
Apooche
more competent in this matchup with the opener.
gets the Marksman to try and shave some damage round one. Often you don't like to buy the Marksman round one with the Tarantula openers, just because you want to greed for something like a Phoenix that's a little bit of a better unit.
Oh, for sure. I absolutely detest Marksman with the Tarantula openers. I think that is so copium. I just hate Marksman as a unit, though. I'm just opposed to the idea wholly. Like, we get them from a drop and we go Assault Marksman, or we don't play the unit. It's trash. But I also only play aggro, so it is
But
what it
actually,
is.
let's take a look at these Marksman bars.
Wait, wait, wait. Is that an elite steel
Oh wait,
ball? That is an elite steel ball. Oh
it's an
my.
elite steel ball and it's on the line.
Yeah. It does also have no heavy target, by the way. Range, link, mech div armor.
Yeah, Link is an interesting choice. Definitely not the tech that most people play on a steel ball.
Hmm.
I wonder though, I was gonna say, are we gonna see assault mode at some point from Apooche's marksman? Assault mode is available.
Yeah, it looks like both... Actually, no, both players do not have it. Only Apooche does. Agrypnocoma does have the elite marksman double shot bar instead.
Yeah, no anti-air is a relevant choice in the meta.
Hmm.
You can often get into situations where I mean, perhaps Apooche is looking at the lack of anti-air on the marksman and saying, what if I go Wraith?
Yeah, I would
Um,
definitely imagine that's on his mind for sure. Although this opening tempo is looking really scary for Apooche, down to 2400 at the end of round 2.
yeah, and every marksman leveled because of that level 3 steel ball. Level 3 steel ball might not last too long at this
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, pretty spooky, I feel, to send that thing into the triple marksman saber board especially, but I was looking for some frontline and didn't work out too well. Do you have the quadruple hound drop, though?
True. I I'm not sure how much that'll accomplish. Tarantulas do clear hounds very quickly.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
wondering the same thing.
Tarantulas can even take high explosive ammo, which they want to take anyway, and that does increase the speed at which they clear hounds.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely doesn't feel like it sets them off their game plan, like with Charge Shot Arclight worsening its ability to clear chaff. Tarantula already wanted to go into HE, feels happy to click it in the first place, no change.
And here's a wasp.
Yeah, two Wasps even. And Pooch's board has some Copium Anti-Air, but that's about it.
Yeah, the anti-air will be stuck on Wasp the entire time. Agri going for tempo missiles. Trying to hit that Tarantula Marksman combo, but he's going to hit a new Hound instead. And he's going to hit another new Hound over there as well.
Yeah,
That said,
is that middle
yeah.
missile Apooche's or Agri's? Looks like it's a Apooche missile, no?
Oh, it's Apooche's. Sorry, I misread that.
Yeah, the right side
That
missile
actually
is
might be
Agri's though.
necessary to get rid of enough crawlers for the balls to do some work.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely what was on his mind there with that placement, I think. It looks pretty good too. Also, Agri taking temp speed, I think. Yeah, going for the temp speed this turn. Round 3,
Ooh, just
quite
trying to
early.
get in on the tower, I think.
Yeah, definitely saw how slowly that Tarantula was lumbering towards the tower last turn, so we can't have any of that. These wasps gotta get in there, man. Zoom, zoom, boom, boom.
And we're about to see the downside of Marksman. This Marksman, because it's so long-ranged, is gonna attract the entire pack of wasps.
Yeah, for sure. That is why I'm
And
just
where it's
allergic to
standing
marksman.
all by itself.
Yep, and it loses the round for its team by itself, whereas if that was a Phoenix, he's hanging out with his team, having a good time, not down to wasps, but that marksman unit, man. Not a fan. The mental damage I suffer watching the marksman pull the entire pack of wasps and dying is immense. Immense, man. Cannot stand that unit. I just want to sell it immediately when I see that happens. It's
It
the
happens
worst.
every time.
It does.
But
That's the worst part. It's actually deterministic. It's always going to happen, right? It's like you said, the range makes it happen.
range and speed, they just get left behind to die. And
They really do.
we do have
Apooche,
some wasp answers now. Apooche's
Sub Mustang picked
Farseer
up.
comes in, and Apooche says, I'm in Ball Mustang. If you're gonna build wasps, I'm gonna build Mustangs. Makes sense.
Yeah, quite an unusual Ball Mustang board with the elite balls, but certainly Ball Mustang nonetheless.
Yeah. And these balls have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. They can get armor enhancement to make Agri's Mustangs just completely useless forever. Um, they can get damage sharing, the link tech,
Yeah, I'm really
to
curious if
make
we'll see
them
the link this game.
unkillable.
Interesting. Is that what that button does? Very
I
interesting.
think
We'll
that's what
see.
it does, right?
Oh, okay.
There,
Okay.
there's no unit called a melting point. Never heard of
Agreed.
it.
That does not exist. In fact, I have never even seen link clicked, so obviously I don't know what it does, clearly, for sure. It must make them immortal. I'll take your word for it. We'll see how it turns out if it clicks it. I will say I have seen some really good looking link clicks and headbutts before, and it honestly did look kind of immortal. Not like with a big, like, long chain together link, but just like some really big link steel balls sometimes just work some wonders, so we'll see if it
Very
happens for
true.
Apooche this game. This turn not looking too hot for that left side though. Missile on the big orange ball once again.
I think Apooche is looking pretty good. The spider
Yeah.
mines into Mustangs are not ideal.
Yeah, the open
Um,
didn't look too hot, but yeah, as you point out, after the mines came out, it kind of just didn't do anything.
ooh, but once balls are locked on, they can definitely kill some balls, I guess. Maybe that's actually kind of decent answer to steel ball here. They
Yeah.
say, okay, steel balls will lock on my tarantulas, and then my tarantulas will spawn spider mines and instantly kill the steel balls.
Yeah, sometimes the timing works out in that way. And also the marksman kind of doing some surprisingly decent damage to the orange ball packs as well. And Agri does have really good carry marksman techs, as a reminder.
True.
No anti-air though, as you pointed out.
No,
Agri goes
but
instantly for the laser sight. Apooche
usually,
agrees.
you don't commit to something like Wraith when the opponent is showing wasps. And so Apooche is probably not going to build any sort of air commit anytime soon, with the Steel Ball Mustang still needing to be developed.
Yeah, for sure. And Apooche also took sub Mustang, so it feels pretty unlikely that he'll commit to Wraith at any point during this game, but you know, maybe we'll see a drop or something that makes this relevant to not have anti-air. Who knows?
Yeah, and these Mustangs are level 2. Steel Ball has laser sight. We might see some ranged Steel Balls this game. I think range could look very good against Agri's board, as long as he can clear chaff quickly enough.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the laser sight pickup onto the ball, given that we're also in some blue Mustangs here?
I think it makes sense. The steel ball is the tank for the Mustangs. So having the Mustangs have even more range and stay even further behind the ball sometimes doesn't really do all that much.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, I'm always a bit
I'm still just worried
dubious
about
on.
Apooche's chaff clear. Agri
Yeah,
is steadily adding more and more crawlers to the board, and the answer is Hound Mustang with a couple untech tarantulas.
yeah. Worth noting though, I think that I believe Agri has been missing more than Apooche has this game, and Apooche is still in a commanding position. So this elite ball click and Mustang clear is not working out too poorly for him overall.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm unhappy to see the Scorpions if I'm Apooche. They can kill the balls pretty quickly, but I mean, Scorpions are big targets. It's not too hard to find some units that can kill Scorpions pretty efficiently.
Indeed, and Apooche may have also showed us a unit that can kill Scorpions very efficiently last game, but maybe we'll see him go back into this game as well.
It
Does
could
have an
be.
excellent bar for it.
In headbutts, balls can often very much enjoy getting shields put on them by fortresses.
Mm-hmm, for sure, yeah. Definitely a very competent headbutt unit in that context. And
Ooh,
speaking
I think
of,
we
we
might
have the
see the
Fortress
Phoenix, though. Oh, wait.
and a
Rhino
Rhino also.
instantly picked by Agri. Rhino into the steel balls. I'm a little confused. Maybe it's getting sold.
He's
Um,
going for the middle beacon, looks like.
oh, okay. He found the path, maybe.
Apooche has gone for the cell on the orange ball on the left side, goes into blue fort. Probably a sign he's going to commit into more of these this turn.
Yeah, actually getting out of the balls. I guess he anticipates some more scorpions from Agri.
Mm-hmm.
And that fortress going all the way in the corner, insta-lock on the tarantula.
Yeah, definitely really nice insta-lock there for him. Definitely lacking some damage on that side. I
Yeah.
think that marksman on the left side
Oh,
wasn't insta-locking the Tarantula.
okay. Agri isn't brave enough to send in the Rhino against the steel balls, I guess.
Pretty understandable, I think, given also that he probably expects forts to come down this turn too, right? Like, are you
Fair
really...
enough.
I don't know about that one. That's kind of spooky. Like, if Pucci just puts down a random, like, maybe there's a Rhino missile, like, it could be looking real bad. Even just, like, feeding the Rhino
Ooh.
XP to the Mustangs and forts too, I don't think you're too happy about, so I don't mind that at all.
That
Kind of
said,
surprised to not see any fortress on the right side here to help out this push, because that is an unfortified tower from Agri and only 3 packs chaff all up fronts.
yeah, I was basically thinking the same way. And with the tarantulas being teched further, it's starting to get pretty scary.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely am not happy if I'm the Tarantula player in this board versus the Elite Marksman. Well, actually, let's make sure he has the same tech bar before we assume. Yeah, it is the same tech bar. Did not change anything. Does still have the full carry tall fort setup. I am not
Indeed.
happy at all if I am the Tarantula player in this situation. I'm feeling real bad about my spot.
No. The tarantulas, like, if Apooche ever gets to the point where you can click range launcher overload, I think it's just completely over.
Yeah, agreed 100%. And definitely if I'm a Poochie here, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with doing that next rounds. Not saying he needs to or anything, but I feel like the game is in his hands here. It's his game to lose.
Yeah, he might need a couple more forts first, but he can do that. He's got so much cash when he sells these steel balls too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely
Oh
just
my
banking the
goodness,
cash
he could
there.
have a nano level 3 fort.
Even
How do you
more
kill it?
unkillable.
Oh,
You
War
don't.
Factory. A
Oh,
blue
yeah,
factory. Well,
that's
that could
true.
maybe do it.
Yep. Factory on the line with armor is known to kill fortresses.
But he takes
Okay.
the wasp swarm. He says Agri might not have seen the wasp swarm. He might be like Arbiter. Spells are invisible.
That is very true. And I think Agri did skip really, really, really quickly too, right? So he might actually have not seen
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I think that's often the case. You see a lot of really powerful things and you miss the tiny little spell there.
For sure, yeah. Definitely if a play comes to you immediately and just snap pick it, you might not even notice the dinky wasp storm round 7 that's coming for your tower to seal the deal. And I believe that is a crawler behind the left tower too, right? Not a fang, so that
It
probably is just gonna be the
is.
tower take within like 3 or 4 seconds, and if the orange fort gets locked in that factory, it might be curtains.
Yeah, Agri cannot spend any more money to
Yeah.
deal with this thing.
Yeah, so it's for sure coming through, and that is for sure going to be an early debuff for Apooche unless, I don't know, these
Oh,
wasps
it
are
might
paid
follow the
actors.
crawlers? I don't think it'll follow the crawlers all the way.
Yeah, I think they're going to turn in a
Oh,
second,
wait.
right?
Okay, there we go. There's the
Yeah.
tower. And there's a lot of units on this blue factory. This factory might be in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's definitely in trouble, and this is a really, really bad situation to be in here if you're Agri. You really want to, like, somehow have some magic work from this blue factory this turn. I think if you
But wait,
do
the
not deal,
orange
like...
factory did not see the blue factory after all.
Yeah, the
Oh, now
fort
it
does not
does.
need admission. Now
Oh,
he
no.
certainly does. It
But
is
Agri
looking
has
pretty doomed.
quite a bit of health, but
But what
gonna
are you
take
going
a
to do in
lot of
this
it.
spot? What are you going to do in the spot of having a blue factory on the line that just failed to do anything at all, and you're against Hull forts? Like, I'm crying here from Agri.
He does have launcher overload available in the factory.
This is true.
I think the question is, do you think your factory is safe there another turn? Like, can you go for something like launcher overload to power your way through? Or do you think a melter's coming and you need to move the factory immediately?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the mind game, right? Of this factory dynamic. It's like you can always just sell out of it and it only costs one deploy to just put it somewhere else for the turn. Your opponent can have to commit a melter, like Tex, like all kinds of stuff. You could jam a second factory there if you want to. Not in this case because there's not enough room, but like, you know, puts it pretty close by. Like, what do you do
But
then?
there
Do
is
you
a
have enough
second
DPS?
factory. Here it goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Agri's right side is in big trouble.
Oh,
Oh, and the
goes the
balls are here.
balls.
Uh-oh.
Balls
I said
come back for the
melter. I
finish.
forgot about the other unit.
Yeah, I mean, don't balls have even more DPS and ramp than a melter does? So like, level 3 balls is definitely going to do a really great job here for their supply.
Yeah, an entire pack of balls has more DPS per supply than melting points do. And these
Mm-hmm.
balls are not level 1.
They are very much not level 1. They're outputting some serious DPS, so I think that might be Curtains' blue war faction left here very, very early in the fight.
Yes.
Yeah, super fast. Like,
Oh,
wow,
and
that's a blue
look at
factory with
that
armor.
lock!
That's
Oh, it didn't quite
crazy.
get the lock in the middle. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It's completely over.
That is wild. That thing just disappeared. Like, Poochie said, hey man, want to see a magic trick? I make your factory disappear. Goodbye.
Remember
Wow.
this unit?
This unit that we sold out of to get into the fortress unit? Yeah, it's back. It's got some damage too. Wowee. What a sick play from Apooche. Does not need the melting point. Says, I got the steel balls and that's good enough. Excellent
That
close.
is a
And
dominant round for Pucci, and that's game.
yeah, and dominant performance in the group as well for Poochie. We'll be moving forward for sure.
Pucci says Elite Ball coming back felt so good. 100%.
Yeah, that was so sick. Excellent record, Poochie. We're like sitting here musing about melting point. It's like, wait a minute, he's got elite balls. That was so funny. It killed the factory so fast, man.